So for this, I'm going to use the Prophet X, and I'm going to build up the pad from scratch. And we're not going to use the sampled instruments at all. I'm going to use the Prophet X as a subtractive synth and using the oscillators, analog filters, etc. to make the sound. So this is a basic patch, a default basic patch on the Prophet X, made with just a single oscillator and a saw wave. Fast attack, medium release, and the filter is wide open. So let's change that saw to a pulse. Let's fully mute the second oscillator. I'll set the VCA envelope to full amount and I'll extend the sustain a little bit. Okay, that's good for now. Now I want to add some pulse width modulation to the sound. And I can easily do that by using the shape mod knob on the oscillator 1. But instead, I want to use LFO 1 to add some movement into the pulse width modulation sound instead. And that's very easy to set up on the Prophet X. As you have 4 different LFOs you can do to set up sources and destinations for your modulations. So let's do that on LFO 1. That's good for now. We'll get back to this later. Let's turn down the filter. A little bit of resonance. I'll adjust the release time somewhat. Adjusting the envelope is an ongoing process as I make the sound. We have different LFO waveforms we can use or change. But more often than not, the triangle is the best option for doing stuff like this. Okay, that's oscillator 1. Let's add oscillator 2. And we'll use a saw wave for that. And remember, oscillator 2 is turned down, so we have to turn it up. So that's the saw wave from oscillator 2. So let's turn both up and adjust the balance. Let's fine-tune one down a little bit and the other one up. We'll adjust the resonance and add a little bit of drive. And adjust the tracking a little bit so it opens a little bit more up towards the higher end of the register. So far so good, but I want to add a little bit of stereo spread to the sound, so I'll pan oscillator 1 to the left about 50% and oscillator 2 to the right with the same amount. To add a little bit of vintage vibe into this, I can use the slope function on the Prophet X to add some minor or major changes to the pitches. Simulating wonky oscillators, out of tune oscillators, etc. Not too much, just enough. Always keeping track of what the sound is about and what the client wants and what music I will be using this in. So far the sound has been dry. Let's add some effects. Let's try a little bit of chorusing. Let's add some reverb as well, some hall reverb. I've turned down the release to hear the effects better. And back to longer release. The chorus was a bit too much. It can be too muddy, so I'll change the chorus for a little bit of delay instead. So far, both oscillators are playing at the same pitch. Let's change that. Let's pitch that second oscillator up a notch. That's one octave. Let's go for a fifth. More texture, more in line with what I first envisioned for this sound. We wanted to make a pad/organ sound, right? But let's try some glide for the fun of it. That's it. I'm pretty happy with this. I'll adjust some minor things here and there as I move forward with the arrangement and production, but it's time to save it so I can start working on the actual music. So thanks for watching this hour in a day in the life of a Nordic YouTuber and sound designer. I'm Espen Croft. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.